What is up, everybody? It's Kofi for yet again in a video. Today it's going to be my Over the Limit, yes, you heard me right, Over the Limit 2012 pay-per-view review. Fun fact for you, I actually went to this event, so you're going to hear some of my stories. You know, when I went here, this event took place in Raleigh, North Carolina at the PNC Arena, it's called now. It used to be called the RBC Center. I preferably like the RBC Center because it's just easier to say, in my opinion. If you're from North Carolina, you know what I mean. But, again, I went here to this event, and normally around in May, the pay-per-view takes place. I know Extreme Rules is coming around in late April, but it's around this time period, so I figure I'd get with the program, and because I like to promote a couple things, I'm going to be continuing my WrestleMania 30, and you're probably like, WrestleMania 30, that was almost like a year ago, and you really want to do it now? Okay, I mean, I guess that's cool. You know, I'm pretty sure some people were thinking that, and like, oh, that's old news, oh, blah, 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 but I still never got to finish it. And I just had to post a couple of entrances, and, you know, nice little promos that might make you, you know, maybe look back on this WrestleMania 30 and be like, yeah, that was a pretty good show, or just, you know, look at it from a different perspective, from like a TV standpoint. If you know, if you weren't there live, you can see it from a live standpoint from where I was. Also, ladies and gentlemen, ECW, the website, it's been updated, ladies and gentlemen. Things are new. You'll see stuff there. There's a poll I like for you guys to answer. So visit that when you get the chance later on, and just answer that poll and a couple questions. And I thank you for commenting, tuning in to that video, and tune into this video as well. And some people, if you want to ask questions about the shows or anything going on with the channel, just feel free to ask below in the comments. Over the Limit 2012. So we got to Over the Limit 2012. We didn't late. We waited in the line kind of long. We didn't have to wait, you know, for like 3 or 4 hours. We only waited for about an hour or so. I mean, you're probably like, well, that's a long time, but it was good. It was fine. So we got in there, and immediately I was like, Dad, we need to go to the merchandise. And at this time, I'm about 12 years old, which, you know, was only 3 years ago. But I'm 12 years old, and so I'm going in there, and I look at the merchandise stand. So there you can see Santino's Cobra. I see a couple CM Punk shirts, a Brock Lesnar shirt, John Cena shirt, Triple H, Undertaker's shirt. I see a Sheamus shirt, a Randy Orton shirt, and a Daniel Bryan shirt. And I think immediately I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting that Daniel Bryan shirt. Because like before I got there, because that was when I started really liking Daniel Bryan, when his Yes thing was taking off. And I liked him previously. I wasn't a hardcore wrestling fan as I more am, you know, when I was around 14 and 15. That's when I really started to get into hardcore, even though I've been watching wrestling since 2006, yeah, into 2006. So, yeah, but at that time, I didn't watch any of his ROH stuff or anything like that. I've only watched a couple things since then, but, you know, I liked his Yes chant. I thought the shirt was really cool and funny. But I was a big fan of Daniel Bryan at that time. I also got me a Randall Keith Orton shirt. Still have that shirt. Still have the Daniel Bryan shirt. I wear that Daniel Bryan shirt a lot. And then, like, after that, we took our seats, and we kind of missed Kane versus Zack Ryder, but Kane won. Nonetheless, not really important, but Kane beat Zack Ryder. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. Oh, well, I'm skipping something. There was a People Power Battle Royal, where the winner would face Cody Rhodes, Intercontinental Champion, or Santino Marella, the United States Champion. So, basically, it was a good little battle royal. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of cool superstars you normally don't get to see on a pay-per-view, like the primetime players. At this point, Alex Riley was in there. You know, Michael McGillicuddy before he was Curtis Axel. Tyler Rex, Kurt Hawkins, Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, Khali was on there. Miz was in there. David Otunga, Tyson Kidd had a really good showing in there. And then, like, I believe Mason Ryan was in there. I think he was. Yeah, I think he was. But Christian was like, oh, William Regal was in there too. Can't forget William Regal. Christian defeated The Miz in his surprise return, you know, coming back as a face. He said he pointed at Santino Marella for the U.S. Championship, but later on in the show he would reveal that he's going after Cody Rhodes' Intercontinental Championship. So that was a fun little battle royal. I always love battle royals, but, you know, I liked it at the beginning of the show. And then they had, like, the opening video package. Then it was a Kofi Kingston and R-Truth versus Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger for the WWE Tag Team Championships. A good, solid tag team match. I personally, live, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite match, per se, but it was You know, so Kingston and Truth, they defeated Ziggler and Swagger, and they picked up the dub there. Kofi Kingston caught, like, Ziggler as he was, like, launching himself or something like that, and then, like, he did, like, a flying Trouble in Paradise. I thought that was really cool. Back then, it was like, WWE was like, well, we're giving the two black guys, you know, we'll just put them in a tag team and they'll be champs. But yeah, Kingston and Truth, they got the titles, and, you know, Ziggler was kind of in a weird state where he was like, he was facing Brodus Clay at Extreme Rules, then he was winning the tag team with Swagger, then he broke up with Swagger, and then he was with, like, Sheamus at No Way Out, then he won Money in the Bank, then he was with Jericho, so there was a lot of stuff that was going on with Ziggler at this time. Layla versus Beth Phoenix, a very long Divas match. It was only like 7 minutes, from what I'm reading here, but it felt like it was 14, felt like it was an eternity. Layla defeated Beth Phoenix for the Divas Championship, whoopee, and she remained champ. Next was Sheamus versus Chris Jericho versus Randy Orton versus Del Rio. This was a very, very fun match. I had a lot of fun watching this match. It's a very good match as well. A very good time fatal four-way. Back and forth action, brawling between Orton and Del Rio, Orton and Jericho, Sheamus and Del Rio and Jericho would go at it for a little bit, Orton and Sheamus. A lot of stuff was going on here, and everything was kind of merging together. Del Rio had his Maserati there, Ricardo Rodriguez was there, Jericho had his light-up jacket and all. That was pretty cool with the lights going out. Orton was there, Sheamus was there. I did not want Sheamus to win at the time. I was wanting Randy Orton to win, and Chris Jericho was my second pick. Third was Sheamus, and then fourth was Del Rio. But yeah, it was a great World Heavyweight Championship match. Sheamus defeated Chris Jericho because Jericho ate the pin right there. So, but it was a great match. I enjoyed it, very fun. Probably the favorite match I had that whole night. Next was Brodus Clay defeated The Miz. The Miz did a dance. Moving on. Brodus Clay defeated The Miz, by the way, if anybody's interested in hearing that. Christian defeated Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental Championship. A fun match. I think it was around like 8 or 10 minutes or something like that, and then, but it was a good match for the Intercontinental Championship, and I personally enjoyed it. So, I did like to see Christian win the championship. Over the years. I've grown to kind of dislike Christian, not a big fan of Christian. I think he's a good wrestler, and I think he's really good, but, you know, over the years, I've just been kind of getting really tired of Christian, and, you know, he's kind of doing the same old, same stuff, different day, basically, with Christian. Cody Rhodes lost the championship. Cody Rhodes was doing lots of weird stuff at this time as well, because he lost the title to the Big Show, then he won the title from the Big Show, back at Extreme Rules after WrestleMania, then he lost it to Christian. They were doing a lot of good stuff with Cody Rhodes, you know, in 2011, having him hold the title from since, like, August to, like, you know, April of 2012. But, you know, and they really want to make him, like, a legitimate Intercontinental Champion, and then have him catapult straight into the World Heavyweight Championship scene, maybe with a feud with Sheamus, which could have worked before they paired him up with Sandow for Team Rhodes Scholars. I think that really could have worked. I really saw a lot of potential in Cody Rhodes at that time, because SmackDown was actually a pretty decent show. When they actually kind of had like a little brand split, and like had stuff going on for each brand instead of just, you know, Raw Super Show and yeah, I don't know who's on which brand. So yeah. Christian won. They'd have a better match at No Way Out. The next pay-per-view. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. What a technical match. The internet was probably going crazy at this time. I really didn't follow the internet wrestling fans and the internet wrestling community. But both of these men put on a performance, man. This is better than their Money in the Bank match. Their no disqualification match they had Money in the Bank. But they had a pretty good feud going on. It was kind of all centered around AJ and somewhat, but in this case, AJ did not get involved, which is really cool. They just left it to these guys, and they wrestled for 25 minutes. It was around that time, maybe 25, 30 minutes, and they went on and put a performance, man. They really gave them a lot of time just to simply grab the brass ring for the night and just say, here's what's going down. We just stole the show, and it's as simple as that. You know, there's a lot of good technical wrestling moves, counters, you know, submissions, and you'd see all these types of moves, and you'd work on the legs and stuff like that, and lots of kicks here and there. Good counters, a lot of nice false finishes here and there. Good fun stuff between Punk and Bryan here. This is probably my second favorite match of the night behind the Fatal 4-Way, but this match was so fun because of the crowd interaction. I was pulling for Daniel Bryan over CM Punk, and I guess that's a little bit of a rebel thing to do at that time because Punk was a babyface, and you know, a lot of people liked CM Punk at that time, but there was a lot of Daniel Bryan fans in Raleigh at the time and stuff like that. So, and there still are, of course, but you know, I haven't been to a show in Raleigh since like 2013. So it's okay though. It's okay. I'll give my chance to go back to another WWE event eventually. I went to WrestleMania 30, so I'm not complaining. Ryback defeated well, let me tell you about the finish. Daniel Bryan had the yes lock to apply to CM Punk. CM Punk tapped out after the 3 count because Bryan's shoulders were down, or one of his shoulders were down, and that would lead to their second match. Just a great match. Punk win. I really was upset Bryan did not capture the championship. But yeah, Ryback defeated Camacho after this, and yeah, this lasted about under a minute. So whatever. Ryback won. So John Laurinaitis defeated John Cena. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat. Good Christ almighty. What a 5-star classic. I mean, damn. What a match. I give both of these men props. John Laurinaitis, you got the in-ring John Laurinaitis, you got the technical prowess of John Cena, and they both converged as one in this no disqualification match. And if Cena had won, Laurinaitis would have been fired, and if anyone who interfered would have been fired. What a fantastic match. Whew. Okay. For those of you that can't sense sarcasm, that was sarcasm. And this match happened. This was the main event. I'm not proud to say that I went to a show that had John Laurinaitis versus John Cena as the main event. It was a great show. I still had a lot of fun. But, you know, it happened. It happened. That's all I can say. Can I just skip to the ending? Because I really don't want to talk about this match. And it was kind of embarrassing to watch, actually, in live in person. And you got to think, a 12-year-old is normally a Cena fan. And I had to sit through this for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and skip, because this is somewhat of a bad memory. And I don't want to put a damper on this review. Probably I kind of have, but, you know. Okay, so Big Show comes out because Laurinaitis escapes. Big Show was fired 2 or 3 weeks prior to this event happening. And remember the stipulation. If anyone who interfered would have been fired. Big Show was already fired, so it really didn't matter to him. So Big Show drags Laurinaitis over there. He has him by the throw, and then, like, he does the most predictable thing ever. He knocks out Cena. Oh my god, people were shocked. Maybe the first 3 kids in the front row, I remember seeing it on camera. Laurinaitis picks up the dub. So basically, here's what WWE was saying. We're going to let Cena lose to The Rock, but we'll let him beat Brock Lesnar because it really doesn't matter, because Brock Lesnar's coming back, and it's been like 9 years since he's been, 8 or 9 years since he's been here. So, you know, we'll have Cena win. Next pay-per-view, Cena going to be dropping the John Laurinaitis. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Just, if WWE would have did this right, Brock would have destroyed Cena at Extreme Rules. Laurinaitis would have beat Cena. Big Show would have beat John Cena because John Laurinaitis is great and he did not deserve to be fired. Especially in that awesome red suit. I really want to get that figure, by the way. Can you imagine? Just imagine. Cena should have lost to CM Punk in that time period. He should have lost to Ziggler. He did lose to Ziggler. He did lose to Punk. But, you know, he should have just, you know, not been himself. And then he wins the Rumble and, you know, he faces Raw. That's how they should have done it. But they didn't. Because WWE's stupid that way. And this match was stupid. Overall show, live experience was fun. I really had a fantastic time. There's a couple good things I recommend watching the Fatal 4-Way match. If the People Battle Royal is pretty fun to watch, in my opinion. Punk and Bryan is definitely something to watch over. Christian Cody Rhodes, the tag team match is okay. But other than that, there's a couple of redeeming qualities, and others just kind of, you know, filler. You know, the Ryback match and the Brodus Clay squash match and stuff like that. And then the Divas match. You know, it's just all that going on. It's, yeah. But it's a good show. I give it maybe 6.57 out of 10. It's solid. It's nothing spectacular, but it's a good show. I recommend you watching it. Recommend you watch it on the WWE Network or on DVD if you have it. I'm going to be reviewing some more shows eventually, guys. I got WrestleMania 30 stuff coming. I got ECW stuff going on. I got plenty of stuff coming. Day in the life videos. I got a WrestleMania 31 review I still haven't done because I'm still racking my thoughts, and but my last review was too long. Make sure you check the links out in the description box below. Make sure you comment. Appreciate you guys checking this stuff out. By the way, if we hit 750 subscribers, we're going to be doing the room tour. You get to see what that is about. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.